What's up, Spikes? Jim here. You might notice that we're releasing this episode on a Tuesday. That's because there was an outcome determinative error that I made in this game. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if that's a deal breaker for you, you might want to skip this one.
Ingenious supplies.
Spikes, we are back again. We are playing cEDH. I have a very competitive guest here in Kat today. We're excited to be playing some Commander. We're going to get into the deck intros in a second, but you know who we love? Gamegenic. There's so many things that I've said about this company. I've been using their products for a really long time, literally since they've actually come out. They're great. They sponsor us. They have new stuff coming that we're going to be talking about soon, so stay tuned for that. But there's a lot of things that we couldn't do on the channel without them. Gamegenic, Ingenious Supplies, we love you. You should love them because you love us. Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
You know what else we love? Not having empty stomachs. Who helps with that, Jan?
Burrito Splendido.
That's right. If you're in the Winnipeg area, they got 5 locations that are pretty handy. Go there, try the mole burrito. Tell them the Spike sent you. They probably won't know what you're talking about, but the burrito will be good.
Eventually, enough people will say that they'll be like, I don't know who these people are, but
we need to find out.
So, like I said, we're playing competitive EDH, competitive Commander, whatever it is. But
what's the C stand for today? Cat.
Yeah. Hey, that's really good. The question, so I've been on a little bit of a mono red kick. The question I'm asking is Slicer still playable? Probably not, but I did win the die roll, which probably increases my win rate pretty high. If you've seen this deck before, it really wants to get Slicer out on turn 1. Pretty tough to do these days, but you get him out on turn 2 and you're going to be attacking with a 3-power double striker. We did play one of these games, but the footage got corrupted, so we're going to run it back. We did win with commander damage, but we'll see what happens. So, yeah. John, what are you doing?
I'm excited. I'm playing Slicer because we're trying to get as much Slicer. Is that what we're doing? Many Slicer wins. We all play Slicer. It has to win. Well, maybe next time. But this time I'm playing Atraxa Grand Unifier. So this is sort of like a mid-range food chain deck. I'm just going to kind of middle about, play creatures, play threats, hopefully get out food chain, and then go off from there. Nothing too crazy. The worst case scenario, Atraxa is a 7/7. And that's just 3 attack steps to eliminate Slicer.
So many keywords.
Lots of keywords, yeah. Lots of reading today.
Yeah.
I'm on my reading glasses. Jim, what are you playing?
Hello, I'm Jim. Today I'm playing a bit of a throwback. Kind of. I'm playing Derevi. This is a deck that has actually seen a ton of play on the channel, but not really within the last 4 years or so. It's not a stacks version. It's a little bit more mid-rangey. It's looking to use Derevi triggers to untap stuff, particularly Gaia's Cradle, so look out for that one.
Hi, I'm Kat. You might also know me as Mother of Cards. I make cool altars and tokens. And I've been actually playing cEDH since 2018, but very casually, of course. So the commander I'm playing today is Jetmir, Nexus of Rebels. It's kind of like a university course if you consider playing Burn High School where you count by 3s. Well, Jetmir, you go by 3 and then 6 and then 9. So if I have 3 creatures, they all get buffed by +1/+0 and gain vigilance. Again, on the next step with 6 creatures, it's trample and another +1/+0. And then the finale is double strike and another +1/+0.
We're going to stop that from happening.
School's out when that happens.
So the main game plan is to win by combat damage, and also it does play a lot of hate bearers, so it is a very stacksy deck.
Before we crack into our bastions, Kat, I noticed you have a very pretty Jetmir.
I do. How nice of you to ask. So this one that I have was actually painted by Modfly.
I love Modfly.
Yeah, he does some amazing work. Definitely go check him out on Twitter.
I have some great Modfly altars. Really talented.
Amazing.
And with that, crack into our Gamegenic bastions. Any Jumpstone Cavern players?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
you got a lucky land.
Yeah, we're going to pitch Lightning Greaves.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good card.
I got a real good hand.
No other pre-games? I'll take one on the house. Okay, so I'm going to start the game off by taking 3. For this Mystic Peak, it is the 2/2 Prowessy guy on the back. Just going to play this Mana Vault, and then an Urza. I've already played a land. That's cheating. I'm going to play a Mox Diamond and discard this Urza Saga.
Yep.
Then we're going to do the thing that we kind of said that we were going to do. Going to play Slicer for his more than meets the eye cost. Jan, you want to know what this one does?
Not really.
Okay.
But I mean, like, tell the folks at home. For people who aren't familiar with these
So on this side, he's a 3/2. He's got first strike. He's got haste. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, I get to convert him at the end of combat. When he does that, he becomes a 3/4 double striker. Pass him around. So,
Yeah.
Jan, 3 on the house.
That's for not wanting to know what it did.
I already knew what it did.
Go to end of combat.
Yeah.
He's going to have to transform. Pass the turn.
Okay. I don't know what to do anymore. I guess I'll draw this card. All right. Well, it was a 3/4 I didn't have a minute ago. Misty Rainforest.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, I'm going to go to 36. I'll get the Savannah. Then I will cast a Chromox. And I will imprint this Talion, the Kindly Lord. Steps for black and blue. All 4 colors online. Perfect mana base. Don't at me in the comments. I'm going to tap for a blue or a black and a white. And I'm going to cast Lortho Corrupt Sheriff. So legendary creature, Halfling Rogue, 2/1. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, I lose a life and create a treasure token. This would have been really good on turn 1. Okay, I guess I got to attack somebody with a Slicer.
I just want to point out that you are on turn 1.
Not it.
Fine, going first. You know what, Phil? Just for that.
It's goaded. You can't
Yeah, you
attack
can't
him.
attack Phil.
I got to attack somebody.
No.
Jim.
Yep.
It's going to go in order, I
Take
guess.
6. Go to 30. Or sorry, I'll go to 34.
I don't like this game anymore. Pass.
I'm just trying to get you home to your kids, Jan.
Yeah.
Okay, I will get myself a Slicer. Drop the
Yep.
turn. Play this Hallowed Fountain. Paying 2. Cast a Mystic Remora. Combat. Cat.
Yep.
Please take 6. And then I'm just going to pass. This goes back to Phil in my end step.
Yep.
Taking hits.
That's for you, yeah.
Love this game. Draw. I'm going to Verdant Catacombs. Then I will crack it. I'm going to go find this Temple Garden and shock it in.
Okay.
Then I'm going to play this Esper Sentinel
Yeah, sure.
before anybody decides to mess with Slicer. Combat. Jan, you have more life than Jim.
Smart. Prudent magic.
I'll go to 30.
Then I'll end my turn.
Take 1 from the Mana Vault.
36.
36.
Well, watch your life total there, Phil. Don't want to go
awfully
too
low.
crazy.
You know, the thing about me on cameras, I draw a lot of ire quicks. I expect. I'm going to draw for the turn.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Jeweled Amulet. That's a nice one.
Esper Sentinel turn.
You only
Cats,
trigger
cats
that one
first.
time, right?
Yeah.
Esper Sentinel.
Take 1 on the house.
For cats?
Yeah.
Mystic Remora?
I can't remember the name playing before. Well, let's just go to combat. I don't know. Jim.
I'll go to 26 with
12
Slicer.
I'll feed Jim 1 more card. I'm going to play this Dream Thief's Bandana.
Trigger.
Oh, you get a card. I'm
Mine goes
triggering
first.
everybody. Yep.
Mystic Remora.
So you lose a life, Jim.
I just get a treasure. I lose a life and get a treasure.
Yeah. When a crypt creature deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of their library, then exile it. I may play it for the rest of the game with mana as though it were of any color. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to end my turn. Well, it's technically in your upkeep, but
Untap. Well, I'll play Cavern of Souls. And I guess name Angel. So, if I run into another Phyrexian in the deck, my bad.
and it gets countered.
It gets countered. Ooh, that's where we're at. Okay, well, go to combat. Sorry, Cat. Pass my turn.
Okay.
I'm just going to go, woo-hoo.
I will untap. Mystic Remorse, first birthday. It's done enough.
You got a couple cards out of it.
And I'll draw a card for my turn.
Yep.
Boseiju. I'm just going to move to combat. And I think I've got to attack Jan.
Yep.
Jan's at 23.
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to pass.
Cat, their faith is in your hands.
It is.
Who's your favorite Spike?
No comment.
Actions speak louder than words.
Clifftop Retreat. I think I need to build up my mana here. And I'm going to dash in a Ragavan.
Oh, okay.
Get Phil.
That one can attack.
Get Phil.
I probably
I do like
deserve
red
it.
cards. Red cards are good. Then I will go to combat.
Yep.
Jim, Slicer's coming at you. I have chosen. Ragavan is going to come at Phil.
That is fair.
Okay. I'll go to 14 with 18 slicer damage. And Phil goes to 34.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I have a Ragavan trigger.
Yeah.
Gone forever.
Ooh.
And I do make
Get
a
it out of
trigger.
here.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I'll pass it over to Phil.
I take one. Draw for the turn. Okay, so what are we doing for the turn here? I don't actually have that much going on. I feel like I want to get back invited on the show, so I'm having a hard time committing to killing somebody. Slicer.
Choose wisely, Phil.
Yeah. But I am going to equip Dream Thief's bandana to Slicer. Okay, Jan, I'm going to make you lose your little Phil. I'm going to try to go to attacks.
Yeah. We're going to go to attacks. So, Jan.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we don't know who Phil's going to attack, but I can pin Slicer down for Phil's turn,
Okay.
which would allow you to attack Cat with all of us remaining in the game.
Yes.
Then I might be able to deal with the Slicer,
Okay.
as long as you don't attack me on your turn.
That is fair.
Okay. So, not a binding contract. Nope. Just
These
putting
are
it out
things
there.
that are the facts
I would
of
like
the
to
game.
activate Derevi to put it onto the battlefield.
You got it.
And ETB trigger tap Slicer.
Slicer is tapped. Second main phase. I just got an LED I'm going to play.
Trigger.
I will pay for that one. And that's it. So
This Lotho does nothing. All right. Well, okay. Give me the Slicer.
yeah, you're up.
I'm Exotic Orchard. So I'll move to combat. And Cat will attack you with the Slicer.
And I can take it if I choose, because I only took 12 so far.
Yeah. The Ragavan is back in your hand, though.
Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you. I missed that.
It's all good. We got it. Chat and
got it.
comments. Don't even.
Are you even playing Commander if you don't make misplays, honestly?
I mean,
I will take this extra.
You're not playing Commander on the Spike Beaters, that's for sure. 19.
and trigger this bandana that Phil has.
So I get 2 cards off the top here from you.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Oh, this one's good. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay. I guess I'm going to tap 2, tap my Cavernous Souls. I will play a Walking Ballista for 1.
So threatening.
I'm so dejected from this game.
Yeah, and I think that it's not even my second spell this turn. This card has done nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a single trigger. I got this. Okay. Yeah, I'll just pass my turn.
Okay. I'm going to untap. Upkeep. Slicer trigger.
Yep.
I'll pass priority on the Slicer trigger.
As will I.
So I've got a Slicer. Before changing phases, I would like to tap 1 and cast Crop Rotation, sacrificing my Boseiju.
No offense.
Got it.
Yep. We just have a Esper Sentinel trigger.
Oh yeah, I will not pay for the Esper Sentinel trigger. I'm going to get Gaia's Cradle into play. Still in my upkeep, I'm going to tap my Gemstone Caverns for green and cast Worldly Tutor.
I have a trigger.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yo, this guy that didn't do
You
anything.
did a thing.
Jen loses a life.
And take one on the house.
Yeah.
Holy duder.
Early tutor. Have you drawn yet?
Nope. This is my upkeep.
Does he have enough to just kill us, like a meal us this turn? Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Off of this Worldly Tutor, I'm going to get this Phyrexian Metamorph to the top of my library.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then I would like to move to my draw step.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Draw this mystery card.
I am the Archambi.
I'm going to cast Delny. Streetwise Lookout. This says creatures that I control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. And then if an ability of a creature I control with power 2 or less triggers, it triggers an additional time. So then I'd like to move to combat, provided that resolves.
Yep.
We're good.
Works.
And I will declare my attacks. Phil, Derevi's coming at you. Jan, Slicer is coming at you.
I'm going to block with the Walking Ballista. And I'll pop Phil for one.
Okay, I have an effect. Because I've had it all, I would like to cast a Pyrokinesis, exiling my Abrade.
Killing Slicer?
Targeting? Targeting Derevi?
3, so you're going to get the draw card.
Okay.
Because I'm not paying.
So trigger resolves. But yeah, choose your targets.
3 and 1.
Okay. So you've drawn your card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Priority.
I would like to step for a blue and cast Offer You Can't Refuse to counter your Pyrokinesis.
Okay.
I'll take some treasures, Jan.
Bet, Phil. Remember the gift that I gave to you.
I will.
Offer You Can't Refuse resolves. You got 2 treasures. Combat damage.
Combat damage.
2 coming at you, Phil.
Yep. So I'm going to go to 30.
Phil goes to 30. I get 2 Derevi triggers. I would like to untap my Gaia's Cradle and my Hallowed Fountain. Post-combat main, I would like to tap my Gaia's Cradle for 3 and my Hallowed Fountain for 1
Yeah.
to cast Phyrexian Metamorph. This will enter as a copy of Slicer. Legend rule, I will get rid of the original
Get out
Slicer.
of here, buddy.
Then I'm going to pass.
I get a slicer.
You get a slice, you still go.
Not a commander,
This one,
though.
yeah.
Notable.
Banner,
This
is
one's
important.
full force at Phil's face.
Yes.
Jan's so stressed.
Shot in the Sacred Foundry, go to 17. I'm going to go to combat. I will declare Slicer at Phil.
Yeah.
24?
24.
24.
Second main. I'm going to crack this treasure for green.
Yep.
Okay. We oofing?
We are oofing
Oh.
with our good old friend Sableye, painted by yours truly. Oof. Oof indeed.
Okay. I will sacrifice my Lion's Eye Diamond
Oh, okay.
to make 3 red.
Okay.
Discarding a Strength Testing Hammer. That's a nice one.
Oh.
I'm going to Jeweled Amulet just to put a red. Wait, you mind passing me a red die? And then I got 2, and I'm going to... Deep Gnome Terramancer.
Cool.
So
What is that? Whenever.
whenever somebody's second land comes into play for the turn, I can fetch.
Interesting.
So, that's my effect.
Your mana now.
If it's not me, it's her.
This thing doesn't even do anything anymore. It's just going to kill me.
I feel so bad for
Cast
Jan.
Vampiric Tutor. Oh boy.
Sure.
Go to 20. I'll put this card on top, and then I will put this Vampiric Tutor in my graveyard. And I will continue to look at you in this fashion.
Chad's so sad right now.
All right,
No effects.
cool.
Yeah.
So the oof resolves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I will play an Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Sure.
You'll lose a life and make a treasure.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo! You're welcome.
19?
Yep. Thanks, Lotho.
And then I will play this Ragavan
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
and pass.
Oh. Got a whole lot of Darksteel relics here.
All right. Phil,
I take one.
You get a
I'm
slicer.
going to 23. Well, that's not true. It's up to Jim.
It is up to me.
It's up to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
We can deny Phil his retribution.
That's true.
You got it.
No,
Why would we?
it's like one of those unwritten rules where you always mental misstep and soul
Yeah,
pain.
like, I didn't come here to be a
Always pass the
coward.
slicer around.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah. Artifact.
I do feel less bad about this offer you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
All right.
That's I got a 2/2 blocker. That's a pass.
All right. What's that?
Choosing violence
so
every
much.
turn.
This card,
This feels great.
Nothing about it.
I should play Slicer.
All right.
Mana Confluence.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a single card in hand. I'm not going to combat first. This is just. I'm going to Swords the Oof.
Here's Guardianship.
That's fair.
Also, Esper Sentinel trigger on both of those.
Oh, yeah. I'm not paying. So 1 card off the Esper Sentinel. Fierce Guardianship on the stack.
I'm good.
Jen?
Okay.
Go team creatures.
Yep.
Let's see. What am I at? 17. Can I take a 6? You know what? I'll take the 6.
Sure thing.
Okay. 11.
Iridium.
Okay, I will untap. Upkeep. I guess end step, I gain control of it.
Yeah.
Untapping. Draw card. Tap the Gaia's Cradle for 3. Hallowed Fountain for 1. I will cast a Rhystic Study. I will use my 1 floating to pay for Esper Sentinel. Then I'm going to move to combat. I would like to attack.
I got a 2/2.
You do have a 2/2.
Yeah.
Jan with Delny. Phil, Slicer, and Derevi coming at you.
I've tasted my own medicine. It's vile.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, Deep Gnome Terramancer. Like you did a good job. I'm going to put Deep Gnome in front of Slicer.
Okay.
So,
So Derevi and Delny connect,
You bet.
Yep.
right? So Jan takes 2.
Yep.
I get 4 Derevi triggers. I would like to target Gaia's Cradle, Hallowed Fountain, Derevi, and Delny. Then I am going to pass the turn.
Cool. So I think I will go for Jetmir here. I'm going to exile Elvish Spirit Guide from my hand to add a green.
Okay.
Then we are going to tap Avacyn's Pilgrim. Yeah, because we got a green, white, and red.
Okay. Jetmir cast Rhystic Study.
Jetmir. Thinking about it. I will not pay.
Okay. Draw a card.
Then I will go to combat. Oh, so many juicy options.
+2/+0 vigilance and trample.
it was nice playing with you, Sam.
Yes. Thank you. I always appreciate being invited out.
So I'm going to declare attackers. I'm going to declare Slicer. Collect your oof. Oh, they have vigilance. Slicer, which is 10, collect your oof. And Esper Sentinel at Jan.
Okay. Total.
And Ragavan at Phil. So Jan, the total for you is 17 exactly.
Cool. Ooh, exactsies.
Good.
And then 4 at Phil.
Yeah.
So 17 Phil, Jan down. Okay.
And Ragavan trigger.
Let's see it.
Needed that one.
There's an inspire card.
Cast it. You cast it. It is a
I
creature.
get a treasure. I'm going to pass.
Take 1.
16.
Okay.
You need to give Phil a slicer.
Yes.
Cat. I attack. I'm coming at you for 6.
I think I'm just going to chump block with the Esper Sentinel.
He's done his job. Yep. I have no effects.
Okay.
I would like to go to end step.
End step. I have effects.
Oh.
Blue, and 2 green. I'm going to cast Sink into Stupor, targeting Jetmir, with 1 green floating.
That happens.
Okay. I'll take my slicer back. And I'd like to untap.
Yep.
Okay, draw a card. I'm going to tap my Gaia's Cradle, 3 green.
Yeah.
And my Hallowed Fountain for a white. I would like to cast Draneth Magistrate. 2 green floating after that. Then I'll use 1 of the green floating and tap the Gemstone Caverns for blue to cast Neoform, sacrificing Delny. 1 green floating. So Delny down, Neoform on the stack.
No responses.
Okay. Neoform. Off of Neoform, I'm going to get Emil into play with a +1/+1 counter. I am going to let the green drain from my pool and attempt to move to combat. I would like to declare attacks. Let's go both of these at Phil. Slicer and Derevi at Phil.
I have no effects.
I have an effect.
Okay.
I'm going to Swords to Plowshares, Emil.
Trigger Ristic Study.
Yep. Cannot pay.
Draw card. It's going to resolve. So I will then gain 5 life. And we still have combat damage coming in.
I think I'm taking 10.
Okay.
Or sorry, I'm taking 6 going to 10.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, but you also attack me with
for
Derevi.
So you're going to
8.
Yes. Go to 8. I've got 2 Derevi untapped triggers.
You actually have multiple because he has double strike, so it's like the first strike
Oh,
untapped
yeah.
as well, right? And then you have the regular
Yeah, he
damage.
does it twice.
Yeah,
Okay.
even better.
Yeah, let's go. We've got 3, right? Then I think I'm going to tap this for 3. A blue and a white. We'll float 1 green to cast Shorikai. I'll use my 1 floating to activate Shorikai.
That's an artifact.
Oh, it's an artifact, right? Yeah, okay. So I've got my 1 green floating. I'm just going to play a land for my turn. It's a Verdant Catacombs, and I will pass.
Are you giving up the Slicer, Jim?
Oh, you know it.
I want Phil to never
Choosing
play this deck.
violence. Spectator seating while I still can. Phil's not dead.
Smart. Opportune timing.
Phil's not die. So, on my main phase, I'm going to tap this for 1. Tap this for green, red, and whatever. We're going to put Jetmir back into play.
Okay.
And then we will...
Trigger Ristic Study.
Oh, yes. I cannot pay.
I will draw a card.
And then I will tap for white to play a Weathered Wayfarer.
Ristic Study.
I cannot pay. We are now back at 6 creatures. Go to combat. Phil, I'll send Slicer at you.
Fill down.
I died doing what I love.
Getting
then-
Slicer? Yeah.
I will send 8 damage at Jim.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll take 8.
Ragavan trigger.
Yes. Archdruid's Charm.
Cool. It's going to be exiled forever
Sweet.
because I can't play it. And I get a treasure.
I have a quick rules question.
Yeah.
I have a face down card.
It is just gone forever.
It's just gone forever.
Gone
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, this could be any card in your deck,
Ooh.
but it is gone forever. I'll just keep it here for now.
Sounds good. Then with that, I will pass the turn to you, Jim.
Okay. I will untap.
Put this back.
I'll get my Slicer back. I will draw a card. Well, I'm going to tap the Guy's Cradle for 3 green, and then tap for blue. I'm going to cast Tezzeret the Seeker. It's going to enter with 4. It's going to be short-lived, though, because I believe I'm just going to -4 it and just see if there's anything that's going to get me out of this jam. The Tezzeret activation is going to put Spellskite directly into play. I don't think it's going to help me, but who knows? You know?
Who's to say?
Weirder things have happened, you know? Then I'm going to move to combat. I am not going to attack because I need blockers, and I'm just going to pass the turn.
Untap.
Guest win. Guest win.
Jim, would you like to give me a Slicer?
No, but thank you for asking.
It's very considerate.
Had to try, right?
Yep.
And tap. Red. Colorless. For a Loyal Apprentice.
Yeah, that card's really good.
I'm going to pay for Rustic Study with
Okay.
this mana.
Yep, you got it.
Then I will go to combat.
Okay, let's see it.
Now let's force the issue.
You got a Thopter as well.
Beginning
Yeah.
combat.
Yeah,
And that has haste.
Lieutenant trigger.
Does the Thopter have haste?
it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yep, the token gains haste till end of turn.
I think you just have me.
Then I just
I'm at 11. So let's
send.
say if I block this, and this, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. Then we still get through with 3, 6, 9.
Puts you to 2.
It puts me at 2. Okay, I'm going to declare my blocks. Slicer is going to go up against Jetmir. Derevi is going to go up against the Oof. Drannith Magistrate against the Loyal Apprentice. And Spellskite against Ragavan. So if I'm not mistaken, these 3 trade, and these bounce off each other.
Ragavan is 4 power.
4 power. Spellskite down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Those are my blocks.
So you'll take 9.
Ugh, and I'm at 2.
And my treasures are now unlocked.
Yeah.
Correct.
White and 2 treasures. I will play an Archon of Emeria, paying the 1 for Ristic Study.
Ristic Study. Yep.
So each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn, and non-basic lands my opponent controls enters the battlefield.
You know what? What are we doing if we're not going for it? I'm going to crack my catacombs. I'm going to go to 1. I'm getting this tropical island off the Verdant Catacombs.
Cool. Pass 2.
End step, activate Shorkai. Draw 2. Discard Esper Sentinel. And I'll make a pilot. This is my pilot. And then I'm going to untap. Let's see it. It's a land.
I'm so glad Slicer's finally dead.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just going to pass. I think that's going to be game.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. Good one. So Slicer obviously pushed that game way over the top. The game actually went longer than I expected it to.
So as soon as I couldn't do, well, which was pretty fast, as soon as Slicer dies once, this is like the problem with the deck, right?
Sure.
Like, if you can't cast them again, like, this deck does nothing, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the Collector Roof came down, I was like, my kingdom!
You had the LED, right? You could have just recast
Well, I
it.
had the LED for the Deep Gnome Terramancer because I was like, I'm not doing anything else, right?
Yeah,
the other card that I had is Adeline, actually.
Oh,
And I
that
was
card's
like,
good.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
was like,
hit.
oh, I'm casting this on my turn off
Yeah.
the LED if it came to
Yeah,
it.
that
But,
card rules.
But yeah, so okay, super quick. I don't know how I edited this game, but I was so tunnel visioned on you can't play Slicer on turn 1 anymore.
Yes.
So I do my play and Jim's like, aren't you just going to play Slicer? I was like, oh, I forgot I can.
Passes with 4 untapped mana.
Yeah.
After talking in the intro, like I really want to get a turn 1 Slicer.
Yeah.
And he passes with 4 mana on turn 1. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
So,
That's funny.
I was so tunnel visioned. But yeah, obviously the card. So this is one of these cards that gets you killed pretty quick. Because the game's like you're just a threat at all points, right? People just want to get this guy off the board as soon as possible. So still played pretty good. Had I not played him on turn 1, would have been way less effective, right? Like this game ended up going like really long. And what Slicer's good at, obviously, is putting that pressure on to give people less turns. But wouldn't have been as effective, which kind of gives us something about what the deck's going to be like in the future. But
Yeah.
Still seemed pretty effective to me.
Yeah.
Jan, you're so sad. I just want you to be happy. I'm sorry.
I had so many
Poor
plans
Jan.
that were just like, I was like, you know what? Okay, Slicer's not a deal. I can Vampiric Tutor for Food Chain, and then I can attack some Slicer, and I get 6 mana off the Slicer Food Chain. Because it's exile, not sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then 2 mana Collector Roof was like, well, these treasures that you didn't make for 4 turns.
Yeah.
Collector does that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, that's what I'm not playing 6 mana commanders anymore. It's
Seven, maybe.
7 mana. 7 mana.
Only nice and tight.
Yeah. I'm going back down to my 3 mana. Is it commanders?
Yeah. I like this Derevi deck a lot, like a lot. This plays so different than like the old Derevi stacks decks that usually went really hard into stasis. This one was a little bit more proactive and a little bit more control-y and less stacksy. Because old Derevi was a lot more like this Jetmir deck, right? It played a lot of hate bears and used that to trigger Derevi. But this one was a little bit more, it felt more like Azorius Control, like a little bit more tempo-y, a little bit more Delvery. But I like it a lot. I think I'm going to play it again, for sure.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it looked pretty fun. So yeah, Jetmir, I've been playing this deck for probably 6 or 7 months now. And I think I've finally gotten it to where I want it to be with a good mix of creatures, because it is a very creature-heavy deck, and actually instant speed spells. So actually, the turn that I played Collector Oof, I had the Archon in hand, and that was my choice. I was like, I knew that Jim might be trying to go for an infinite combo with Emil.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, do I want to shut down multiple spells? But because of the amount of artifacts that were on that side of the table, I chose Collector Oof.
That is your fault.
Like, even though like Collector Oof doesn't affect Jim at all, because Jim is just a creature
Yeah.
deck. But I'm really happy with playing Collector when I did.
Yeah, it was probably the most impactful play of the game, I think.
Easily.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, it was like either that or the Metamorphon Slicer that really turned the tide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. But you know what's not wild is these GameGenic products. They're not wild. They're sturdy. They're reliable. They're dependable. They're just like the best dang accessories you're going to be able to get for your Magic cards.
Yeah.
And actually for all of your other TCG games as well, board games, they make a lot of cool board game accessories. The Star Wars, if you play Star Wars, it's a lot of good products for that as well. Yeah. GameGenic, we love them. We also love Burrito Splendido. They fed the spikes today. We are full of queso, green salsa, and that's salsa verde for those of you south of the border, south of a couple borders from us, as well as a bunch of great burritos for the team today. So thanks to Burrito Splendido as well. Yeah. And thank you to our patrons. They are the ones that are scrolling to the sides and to the bottom of us right now, and they help support the show by giving us money every month to make this really cool stuff for you all. If you want to join their ranks, $1 per month, you can get access to our Discord. You can play games with other folks on the Discord and chat with us in real time. It's really cool.
Jim, we have one more person to thank, and it's actually you, Kat, for playing the games with us. So yeah. So thank you for coming out, playing some Commander with us.
It was such a hard 15-minute drive to get here. Can't believe it.
Yeah, maybe just tell the people where they can see some of your altars and everything that you do.
Yeah, of course. So I'm on most major social medias, so Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. I also have a website, motherofcards.ca, where I sell all my tokens and my stock pre-painted altars. So you can check that out. And I do also have a Patreon if you want to get in on some monthly token goodies. Check that out. You can find the link to my Patreon on my website and my social media profiles.
Awesome.
That's great.
And thank you guys so much.